if you want to invite some of your cast
Yeah,
to come up.
if Kat Dennings and Josh Lucas and Reece Thompson can come on stage.
So, ready for our first question, if anyone has a question. Really? Okay, so the question is, how did you get so smart, Mike?
Omega-3s, I think?
I thought everybody knows.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Any real questions?
Okay, I'm going to start then. You have assembled an amazing cast for this film. Can you talk a little bit about the casting process?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote this script a long time ago, like 6 years ago, and I was lucky enough a few years ago to get Kat Dennings interested. And once I knew that Kat was going to be involved, I knew we were going to have a great movie because she's such an intelligent and hilarious and complex actress. And I've had this sort of professional crush on her for years. So once she became attached, it was a lot easier to get other people attached as well. And I met with Reece in Los Angeles, and as soon as I met him, I thought, this guy is Thurston. And Josh was actually one of the last people on board, and he was sort of the miracle that finally made the movie happen when it looked like it might not happen. Josh, you came on, what, like December? I'll let you explain that. What happened there?
It was December 24th, Christmas Eve, and I got an email from my agent who's here who said, you have to make a decision by December 25th, Christmas Day, whether or not you want to do this movie that we're sending you. And the details are, it's Kat Dennings and a first-time director, and I was angry immediately, honestly. I was like, it's Christmas Eve and I have 4 hours to make a decision. But I knew enough about Kat that I started to read it, and 10 pages in, I was like, I'm doing this movie.
And then we were shooting the movie like 2 weeks later, basically, right? Yeah. So, thank you, Josh.
Okay, Ryerson. So the film is from a female perspective. The question is, how did you get into that mindset?
For me, people always say, write what you know, and I understand that, and I respect that, but I like to start writing with a question. And my question was, you know that girl in your high school class that's like really smart and really beautiful, and she always seems to be in trouble with older men, and she won't talk to me? What was going on with that girl? It was really fun as an adult, years later, to be like, I get to finally explore that girl and figure out what her deal was. And I honestly think that's a great way to write, because instead of just sort of dictating from your imagination, you're actually exploring. And as far as writing what you know goes, I knew the milieu. I knew small towns because that's where I'm from. So it was kind of combining those two things. But thank you.
Back there?
The film concentrates a lot on the insecurity of characters, whether it's from teacher, from the lady, and also from her boyfriend. The backdrop of using the serial killer was also very smart because of the fact that reminding the feeling of the insecurity and how being in pairs will make us feel secure. What drives you to explore the insecurity of humanity?
So the question is...
First of all, you should write the synopsis for this movie. That was the most synopsis I've heard thus far. I would say that for me, the teenage years were years of being sort of deeply insecure, like a lot of people. And exactly what you said, the serial killer and the industrial fire, for me, these were sort of visual metaphors for the anxieties that we all have as teenagers. And why do I want to explore that? I don't know. Somehow that flawed characters interest me. But thank you. That was really nice.
Becca, what were some of the scary things about directing your first feature?
Just everything-ish. Like it's a really scary time when you go to make your first film. My attitude was that everybody on set knows more than I do, but I know more about this movie than they do. So if I can communicate that to them, they'll help me out, and they want to help me out. All these actors are, they brought so much to the table, and so it was just, as long as I could get them on board, I knew I'd be in the clear. Do you guys want to talk about what it's like working with a first-time director?
Not at all.
In a gentle way? It's very nice of them to take that leap of faith in me, I have to say.
Do any of you want to comment?
It was amazing. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing, and his vision was clear, and you know, he brought out what's on there, and he brought it out of us. So,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So how much did the film change from the original vision to what we see now?
I would say that it changed very little, actually. One of the nice things, it took us a long time to get the movie made, but it was never about the script. The people tended to like the script, and they could see that we were trying to do something original. And I really did want to end it on a positive note, despite the darkness. And as you can see, just it's positive, but hopefully not overly sentimental. As far as things changing, the biggest change is just what the actors bring to the characters. Because they're the ones who make it come to life, and they have their own ideas, obviously, and that's where it really starts to change, just as they form relationships and what it is they bring to the table.
Right there.
What was going when the close-ups of the two guys driving before the crash when Buddy dies? What were you doing to make me feel like there was something terrible was going to happen? Was there some kind of shutter thing or some kind of was this the background? There was something really unpleasant about those close-ups, and I didn't know why. Was it music or was it something in the photography that was happening?
The gentleman is asking why. Right. Why was it tense when we saw Kat driving and Andy McDowell driving and with those?
Me and Rolly.
Much earlier.
Oh.
The two boys, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And one of them died.
Thurston and Rolly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Thurston.
That's why you don't let me repeat.
I apologize.
It actually wasn't music. It was the sound, manipulating sound, and the angle, and just running lights in front of the camera.
How did you know? If you hadn't made it, how did you know you wanted to make it tense? You could have made it nice, and then the crash was more of a surprise. But I knew there was going to be something terrible. You must have wanted it.
Well, yeah, because I felt like you need a little bit of tension to keep that, to make that work. Otherwise, I felt it would be just too out of nowhere. I don't know.
Well, it worked. Okay, we've got a question right down here. Did you name Thurston after Thurston Moore?
I did.
Were there any other naming devices?
No, there was none. None. That was it.
None. Okay.
Oh, I wanted to follow. Did it help you get the song?
No, actually, we were really scared that whether the title Daydream Nation is from a Sonic Youth album, and we were kind of scared. Would Sonic Youth let us use that title, and would they give us some of their music? And they did. And in some ways, this film was an elaborate way to hopefully get to meet Sonic Youth one day.
Okay, so we only have time for one more question. So right over there.
It was scored really well, and I was just wondering, were you super involved in the music, or how did that all happen?
The music is my friend Ohad, who's here tonight, and he lives in Toronto, and he's a collaborator with Broken Social Scene, and he's in the band Do Make Say Think, and he's a genius. And working on the score. So thank you, Ohad.
So unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you very much to our